What are the disadvantages of statelessness of RESTful web services? While the statelessness of RESTful web services provides several benefits such as simplicity, scalability, and independence, it also comes with its own set of advantages. Here are some notable drawbacks of statelessness characteristics of REST. The first thing that we want to talk about, let me clear all of that for you guys and just zoom to see better. The increased complexity for clients. Since the server does not maintain any state about the client, all the state needed to handle the request must be provided by the client. This often results in more complex clients as they must manage the state necessary for further interactions with the server. Number two, larger request payloads. To to compensate for the lack of state on the server, each request must include all necessary information to be processed independently. This can lead to increased data redundancy and larger request payloads, which may impact network's performance and increase bandwidth usage. Number three, performance impact. Statelessness can lead to increased processing times because the server must reconstruct the context for scratch for each request. It cannot optimize performance by using previously stored state information about the client interactions, which might have allowed the server to respond faster or more efficiently. Number four, difficulty handling transactions. Implementing transactions across multiple services or data resources can be more complex in a stateless environment. Without state, maintaining consistency and ensuring that all operations within a transactions are completed successfully or rolled back on error becomes more challenging. Number five, security and authentication overhead. Each request needs to be fully authenticated and authorized since the server does not maintain any session information. This often requires sending credentials or tokens repeatedly with each request, increasing the overhead and potentially exposing sensitive information more frequently. Number six, no personalization. The stateless nature of REST makes it inherently difficult to implement personalized experience directly at the server level. Personalization usually requires maintaining some form of state about the user's preferences or history, which must be supplied by the client or managed through alternative means such as client side cookies. Lastly, difficulty with resource intensive operations. Operations that require significant server side resources or long processing times can be more difficult to manage with stateless services. For instance, if an operation needs to be paused and resumed, this has to be managed explicitly by the client rather than relying on the server to remember the operation's state. Despite these advantages, the statelessness of RESTful web services is often a beneficial design choice for many distributed systems because it promotes reliability and scalability. However, understanding these challenges is crucial when designing systems to ensure that they are handled appropriately through client side logic. Additional infrastructure or hybrid approaches that incorporate some stateful components when necessary. So that's it for today's video and see you in future videos.